Hello, I'm DarkerDevotee, and welcome to a game called Mistful. Now, this is a free-to-play game on Steam. It's got mixed reviews, so I thought I would download it and see why it's got mixed reviews. So, for starters, let's read the description of this game. Interactive novel, survival horror, psychological thriller you can find in Mistful. What you are interested in, full stop. And when you pass the game, I'm sure it will not leave you indifferent. Welcome to Mistful. Let's play the game, shall we? I mean, you can tell from the title that this is going to be an amazing game, right? I mean, look at that amazing graphics there. I shouldn't judge too harshly. Okay, but yeah, so this is apparently a survival horror psychological thriller and interactive novel. Hangover. It's got really weird, annoying sounds. like crickets on speed. I turn up the volume. I hear some crickets. Okay then. Okay. Headache. Already evening. How long I slept, I cannot remember. I need to go back to the camp. Mike has probably lost me. Probably. Okay then. It's a nice giant sunset. That's a huge sun. Hang on, you don't. I want to go this way. This is the way I'm meant to be going? Okay. Well, it looks quite nice. I cannot go back. Oh, then why give me a long road to explore when I can't go back? It's a shame. Did you crash into that? Oh, it's got a flat tyre. Fair enough. I'll let you off. Hold shift or right clicker to run. Yes, I'm not using controller leg, but yeah. Okay. God, there's so many different sounds going on. It's like those cricket noises have really pierced my ears. Out of service. What the sign is? Or this place, because of no shit that this place is out of service. Like, didn't think it looked like there was any service for some time now. Jesus, your stamina. Energy is so not your style. Oh dear, piercing sounds. Okay. I have a bad feeling about this. Very bad. What was that all about? Did I get black and white vision? I was going to say like a dog, but dog actually does have colour, just not much of it. They can see more than just black and white. I don't want to follow the path, but I kind of feel like I have to, because it's getting very dark. Am I a kid or something? Gosh! It dragged him. Poor Mike. I need to hurry up. What? That was Mike you were seeing? You got some sort of weird vision that you can see what Mike is doing. And Mike sounds like some sort of weird child baby type thing, and I'm not moving. This is some sort of weird cutscene. The sounds, the breathing sounds, and the were two different voice actors. That would not come from a. Maybe it would. I don't know. Can I move? No. Okay. Hey, boo! I want to play a game. Not now. Sleep. We'll play a game in the morning. It's like a... Was that a bat? An owl? A dragon? Baby dragon? A donkey. It could be a donkey. You know, the dragon donkey out of Shrek. More than one. Donkeys. They're so cute. I just want to play the game. hard task. Bad dream. Oh, this is a wonderful flashlight. It's worse than ever. Mistful has awakened. Mike got lost. I don't know. How I can't read it when it's wobbling around all over the place like that. However, I shouldn't lose. I don't know. So Mike is a little kid. Okay then. Interesting. That's you took some plastic fruit along with you. That's not very useful. It's shying away like plastic fruit. Well, this is dark. Can I turn? I'm going to turn it up a little bit because this is just ridiculous. Seriously, why is everything shaky? Yeah, it's a bit better, right? I don't want it to be too high, obviously, because that will ruin the wonderful experience. I am at point 2. This is the beginning of the tourist route. En route? Okay. I'm just trying to look at the map here without the glare. Let's go this way. I know Mistful said that way, but I want to look what's around here instead. Okay. So, time to find my my son, I guess. I'm over here. I wanted to play hide and seek, but you wouldn't let me. Press Alt Shift or button to read the diary. The protagonist. Green. You are in the world of living. Beware of the invulnerable spirits. They don't see light, but they have good hearing. Red. You are in the world of spirits. Okay. Here, spirits can be killed, but they are still strong. Blue. Open the portal and send spirits to the hereafter. The shaman cannot stay long in the world of the dead. World of the dead. World of the dead. Part 1. Okay. Ooh. I see. The 17th of May. Where do I begin? I have never kept a diary. I have always believed it to be food for squirrels. Interesting thought. I have considered people who kept diaries queer. There's nothing wrong with being queer. And here I am embarking on writing. My doctor, who seems a smart and reasonable man, if a doctor can be called that at all. It's a doctor. They're normally pretty smart, right? They're mean creatures. Like, does this hurt? Yes, it does hurt. That's not why I came in, though. Can we call that? Advise me to document my thoughts. Well, now, when you no longer know what else to think of. To my question what I should write about, he answered that I could write about anything that came to my mind. Events of the previous days which seemed important were worth being described, as well as my bouts. You're a Canadian? A boot? And now I have become queer myself. Okay, in the evening I sit at the reading lamp writing these lines. The room around me is dark and quiet, just a dog barking outdoors. Perhaps I have become queer earlier, or maybe I have never been in my right mind. The 19th of May. Today, when taking Mike from school, I saw that he had a black eye. Mike cast down his eyes and very reluctantly I had to force every word out of him, told me that he had tripped over a bench and bashed his head against a closed cabinet. That sounds quite believable, to be fair. I mean, that's probably how I'd get a black eye. I'm clumsy as hell. It was clear that it was not true. Oh, alright then. Some bloody youngsters fetched my son once. He put me out of temper. How he dared to touch my son, I had to brawl him out. I told him that he should be strong, should not allow his arsehole screwing him. Some arsehole screwing him, his arsehole screwing him. Oops. I wanted to find out the name of that hooligan. I assume that says Loon something. But my son, I'm gonna say hooligan because that's some sort of typical British type person I am, English person I am. Hooligan. But my son would not sing. He asked me to calm down. He was crying. Calm down. I went to school right off the principal's office. A security guard tried and failed to stop me. I never met the principal. That fat scumbag neck had become bloated and he had a chrome dome. Chrome dome? What's a chrome dome? I am sure when he saw me, he shit his pants. I gave him a piece of my mind about himself, the school, children running wild who were taking the piss out of my son. He stood there, keeping mum pale, with abundant perspiration dripping from his forehead, and was fumbling with his telephone cord. When I was on my way to the car, police arrived. These goddamn legalists detained me, pointed their shooting irons. Of course, there was nothing they can do without their shooting irons. Just imagine some sort of an iron that you iron clothes with, soap, and it's kind of just like spraying water at them. I hate this school. Hate numb-brained cops, demi-semi men who worry only about their arse. It's a very important body part to worry about. The 26th of May. How long is this? A wreck passed after that incident. I am insane. I got clear about it again. I cannot place myself in the fits of rage. I brawled my son out and scared him. Nothing can extenuate me. As it turned out afterwards, my son had actually hit against the cabinet. It was confirmed by other children and the doctor who examined Michael. Well, like I said, if it was me, I probably did get the black eye by whacking my head on a clothes cabinet. As they put in this. What an idiot am I? What will they think about me at school? What will they think about my son? Perhaps he should not go to the school for a while. Let him stay at home. Be homeschooled by you? I will devote more time to him. He will do good to everybody. On that day again I had that dream. The doctor told me that each time I should describe it in detail. It is a... I've got never mind. It is a corridor, brick wall on both sides and a lamp under the ceiling, though I am not sure there is a ceiling. Noise. Something is making noise all the time, somewhere behind the wall, as if I were at the factory, and machine tools are running behind the wall. I remember this sound when, as a child, I visited my father at work. The feeling is similar to the one when you are lying in a bathtub with your head half deep in the water, so that the ears are under the water. So, if your head was half in the water, your ears would surely be in the water as well. Eventually you see the bathroom ceiling undistorted, and the sound becomes as if it is coming from another world. That is, from another world. Okay, well, like the heart is throbbing, all in all. Something like that. I started walking along the corridor, leaving the lamplight behind me, while ahead of me there was a black darkness. I looked back, and at that moment the light behind me falls. Fails, and all I find myself in complete darkness, my old friend. Just me and that strange noise. But nevertheless I keep on walking forward, and after a while a knife switch actuates somewhere. I'm going to say activates, there we go. Switch activates somewhere, and a lamp goes on, illuminating everything in front of me. It is, again, a corridor, the brick wall, and the lamp under the ceiling, which may not actually be a ceiling. And it goes again and again. I walk into darkness, the light goes down behind me, and then suddenly it goes on ahead of me. I make for one direction, wheel around and make for another. Nothing changes. Darkness, lamp, corridor. But at a certain point, when I have already got used to this sequence, a lamp goes on. But the illuminated circle is not empty. Taken by suddenness, I come to a dead stop. It is not clear from the first glance what it is. I try to take a closer look without moving. Then I start approaching slowly, and the noise is growing. It is a body, the body of a child dressed in some clobber. He is lying doubled up in the fetal position, hiding his face under the clothes as if scared of something. I bend over him and with a gentle hand remove the cloth from his face. I wake up in a sweat. My heart pounded if I had made cross-country run, and probably you can't start a sentence with and probably I was screaming in my sleep. I pick out that out of all the things that are wrong so far. I got up and went to Mike's room. He was sleeping with his face turned towards the wall. I sat for a minute on the chair, my hands shaking, my throat dry. Under the clobber, it was Mike. What is a clobber? I don't know. Maybe it is actually a general thing, but I don't know what a clobber is. And he was dead, and I was dead. Sure, he had been killed. 30th of May. My throat's dry. Fruit. Throughout all the week, I was suffering from insomnia, and now it is already there. In the morning, my head is rock heavy. Sleep hung on my eyelids, but all my effort to fall asleep came to nothing. I started falling asleep, but once I close my eyes, I dream again of that corridor, and I wake up. I saw it on TV that a person's normal sleep should be at least 6 to 8 hours. I can only dream of it. I manage to sleep for 2 to 3 hours a night. It's better than me. In a small hour, I usually fall asleep in a state of complete fatigue, but not for long. I cannot keep writing anymore. The brain is gone, and I feel absolutely done in it. Actually, you don't, depending on who you are. Some people can survive off a short amount of sleep and actually feel worse after a long amount of sleep. But some people have to have a long amount of sleep and can't survive off a short amount of sleep. It just depends. That thing of you're meant to get like 60, meant to get at least like 8 hours sleep a night is a load of crap. It completely depends on what body you're at, what body it is. Also how old you are, obviously. For me, about 5 hours. If that's a good night. If I can actually sleep that long. The 31st of May. My mind is filled with thoughts about the war. Why I go into the army? Why did I go into the army? Why did I not choose a civilian occupation? I knew, of course, that if I need to be, I would have to kill people, though the television tells us that we kill the enemies who have no moral rights to tread this ground and breathe in the same air as us. Several years ago, during a special force raid behind the enemy lines, I killed a man for the first time. He was armed and undoubtedly would have fired at me if I had not fired at him. This pattern is simple, and it had been functioning since the old days when people were running about the woods with stone axes. After a lot of shooting practice, the finger pulled the trigger just by itself. It was in good standing with the senior officer, became a permanent member of the group for mission-critical operation in enemy territory. And excuse me, I'm doing a video here. And ultimately, one of those operations mined my whole life. The thread which had connected me with my family, with normal life, were cut short. One on one with myself, I realised that the man I was in the past had turned into a killer machine. The machine remote control was in somebody's hand, and I lost confidence as to whether the thoughts of the owner of those hands were always heavenly. My arms were up to my elbows. Arms are up to the elbows. Oh, arms. I should continue reading the rest of the sentence. Never mind. My arms were up to my elbows in blood. It is one thing when you exterminate an armed terrorist, and quite a different story when entirely blameless people die at your hand. How it allies. I still remember his glassy eyes. I have changed. The world has changed. I have changed. The world has changed me. And to think that there was time when I wanted to make the world a better place. Gee, that was a long journal diary. Okay. Whew, back to the game. What am I doing? Oh yeah, trying to find my son. Okay. Let's go towards Mistful. My throat hurts now after reading all that. I'm still like under the wise of what's really going on. Okay, it told me to move stealthy, so I am. Hello. I need to be careful. Oh, hello. Did I get like a shot or something? No idea. What the hell? That's a weird gun sound. Oh, that was very nice. Yeah, go on then. Try and get me, huh? Can I make this jump? Is that possible? What is that weird glow? Do I need to do anything with that? What's this? I wonder what would happen if I put totem 1 and 2 together. We'll see. Damn, I'm in the world of spirits, and if so, there are mortal spirits giving me chance to save him. Something like that. I didn't really read it properly because if I have a time limit to read it, and it fades like as soon as it appears on screen. So I'm just like, what did it say? Hi there. Oh, you bloody stamina bar! Seriously. I got stuck on the stupid bench. Where am I going? I can't go up the stairs by the looks of it. Oh my god! Seriously. Run quicker, please. Oh, but seriously, that's a short burst of sprints, and then you're just bloody dying from exhaustion. Seriously, if you was in this situation, you would run so much quicker. No, I'm just going to casually just kind of trundle along at my own. At my own, like, leisurely pace. Don't. We both done the killing blow together. I killed him as he killed me. At least there's an axe there now. I know that I can kill them off. Apparently they can't see. They're just like really good at hearing. I wasn't even moving. It still managed to see me somehow. Oh no. This is wonderful. I'm just annoyed that they couldn't even get rid of the white properly on their stupid title. I assume it's meant to be. This is what my son done, like my son in game, because it's like a child just drawing it type thing. What are you doing over there? miles, mister. What the fuck? There we go. I mean, I'm almost dead, but I feel like I need to chop this up as I'm like playing the forest or something. What do I do once I've done this bit? There's definitely no way I can get up there. I need to find another way to go up the stairs. So I definitely can't just make that jump. No. Then what do I do? Where do I go? Oh, do I just go up here? Cool. I mean, like one hit and I'm dead, so... And I don't think there's any way of healing. Are you gonna go? Can you even get me? It does curl up like that, doesn't it? So, yeah, probably. Hey! You okay up there? Okay. Come on, up we get. We can do this. Well done. So bloody foggy. Oh, there goes my axe. Oh, and there goes another random loading screen. There's too many loading screens within this game. It's just like a loading sim. Ugh. And I play a lot of DBD, Dead by Daylight, and that's just one big loading screen. What the hell? Then the path crosses the bridge to the meteorological station. New record available, push out. Okay. We can do this. Okay. 1st of June. The first summer day in sober fact, yet another one of the milk and water days in my life. I screw myself up to write, but not to understand what I need for. Maybe just to make my mind busy with other thoughts. But that's the point. That there are no thoughts and no sense. Last night I decided to sort out the old thing in my father's study. Among the very of bottles standing on the shelves, windowsill, and lying under the desk I found his picture and documents. In the last year he had not looked very fit. It makes me wonder how short human memory is. He passed away 2 years ago. I began to weep because it took me some time to recognise him in the photo. Self-pity and self-anger simultaneously overcame me. For the first time in many years, I was sobbing violently. My father was gone. 6 months ago I lost my wife. Mike is all I have now. To save him at all cost is the mission of my whole life. 2nd of June. My doctor has turned out to be a right guy. Had turned out to be a right guy. He wrote a prescription for proper pills. I hold just one thing against him: why he did not do it earlier. I washed them down with whiskey and slept like a normal human being. I popped right off in the sitting room on the sofa. Oh, it was great. Among the papers I was sorting out yesterday in my father's study, I found a lot of newspaper clippings with notes about the Mistful Park. It turns out that my father occupied himself in studying the history of the park and legends of the local Native American tribe. Apparently, that was what he was engaged in, sitting in his study for hours, often not leaving it all day long. I remember making a trip to the park when I was a little boy. I should read this note at loose hours. The 3rd of June. My dad's record had turned out to be an attempt to investigate the most notorious accident related to Mistful. I heard about it. It was hard not to hear about it. All newspapers wrote about it and broadcast with reporters babbling on with stopping ran on and on by all channels. A really strange story was at the back of that buzz. Sorry for the Mistfal National Park was founded many years ago as a wildlife refuge. Gloomy fir trees, rock patches with moss-steep canon, pure northern beauty, just in the heart of which there existed a natural wonder. The Mistful waterfall. In the huge cave, which looked more like a main hall in the medieval castle, the waterfall was cascading from somewhere, from the ceiling, forming a small lake. I actually saw them many times. It really comes out strong. The Mistful waterfall is not the most something, but once you happen to be next to it, you get a feeling of excitement, as if you peered around the folding screen behind which the innermost secrets of nature was hiding. There was tourists, but not so many. School children, students came here in groups, parents with kids, and what's more, according to the local Native Americans, here was a place of power where the ancient times the local tribes performed rituals, offered sacrifices, and were engaged in other nonsense. As evidence to support that, the park rangers, many of whom were in the discretion of the local tribe Native American, demonstrated old totems which actually stood along the tourist trail. For all I know, they put them closer to the trail on purpose to make some money out of the souvenirs. Oh, maybe not. Who knows? Besides all the Native American crap, a real meteorological station operated in the park to attract tourists. He was located midway in front of the cable railway. It was supposedly engaged in studying fogs, since they occurred here unfailingly regularly. There you have it, a strange lodge podge of the natural wonders, superstition, nonsense, and science. How they cohabited it was beyond my reach, but everything changed one hot summer day. 4th of June. The accident picture can be reconstructed from one person's hearsay something only. The sole witness was the park ranger who acted as a guide. After the accident, he was in a state of stupor for a long time. During the first several days, he could not string two words together. The guy was not young. He was left reeling in shock for long. Then he pulled himself together and gave all the details. In doing so, he caused even more confusion to the minds of the policemen who were carrying out investigation. He met a group of tourists who came by the bus at the park entrance and led them up the trail. The tourists were of very common types. The only thing which surprised him was absence of kids. A leisurely step ancient to the waterfall took about 2 hours. Standard stop at the viewing points, take a picture of fine view a la me and the mountain stream, and stuff like that. Having reached the meteorological station, the park ranger made a short stop before further accent. After a short rest, a drink of water, a visit to the bathroom, the group boarded the cable railway and crossed over the other side of the ravine. Having walked through what known as the snake path, a labyrinth going through the rock, the group entered the cave and walked to the key point of the route, Mistful waterfall. And there everything went as usual, though the park ranger noticed the change in the group ambience. After they had left the cave, they all became silent and only made eye contact with each other. The park ranger caught one such eye, and, as he said, his blood ran cold. It is hard to explain, but it is as if you looked in a dead man's eyes. Tell me about it. I experienced such a feeling, and it is really scary. One of the girls had a nosebleed. Did it run cold? The park ranger rushed to help her. He took a handkerchief and stayed put, even her boyfriend, or maybe her husband. Who cares? It's just stood there, looking somewhere into the distance, as all the others seemed that they were all gazing fixed at some point. The group returned to the cable railway. The park ranger said that he was very worried, seeing the group condition. After all, they would have to move at high altitude over the canyon abyss. Something might have happened. The cable railway is not moving. He was growling dark. The fog, which was still a thin mist, started ascending from the canyon. As always in the evenings, he called the meteorological station by a walkie-talkie, asking what had happened. He said that the power suddenly went out and the backup generator had not yet been started. All that was most unexpected. The park ranger became all wet. Park ranger became all wet. The walkie-talkie was slipping out of his hand. After having thought for a few seconds, he said that the group would take an alternative route. A narrow track went along the rock towards the meteorological station. It was afterwards that they built the permanent timber bridge, while at that time, right in the middle of the track, there was a small ropeway. In their situation, he thought that it would be the safer route than the cable railway. As a matter of fact, in the course of the judicial proceedings, that decision was considered the most disputable act of the park ranger. The group followed the alternative route. Having reached midway, the park ranger was the first to start moving by the ropeway, warning that the bridge should be crossed one by one. It was not designed for heavy loads. When he crossed, he turned around, ready to give it the go-ahead, so that the next person could get over the bridge, but froze with his hands up. There was nobody on the younger side. On the younger side? On the underside? On the other side? Whatever. Not a single person clutching the rope with his shaking hands. Oh dear. Not a single person clutching the ropes with his shaking hands. The park ranger crossed the ropeway back. Having thought at first that the group had gone back, he ran to the cable railway. He stumbled on his way and tore his knee and palm on the stones. Only one palm and one knee. The park ranger was seized with terror. There was nobody at the cable railway either. Just then the generator started working in the distance, and for a few seconds later the cable railway quickened, and the chairs approached, and having made a semicircle, drew away. A minute has passed, and perhaps more. The fog was thickening every minute. The walkie-talkie started crackling. The park ranger jumped. They asked him where he and the group were. He ran again along the path by the rock towards the ropeway. A hair-raising thought visited the park ranger. He approached the edge of the principal and looked down. The fog had become thicker. The sun was already setting behind the horizon, and the behind the horizon, and the cannon floor could not be seen at all. Only the water could be heard babbling somewhere beneath. Suddenly he saw a bright spot, a cloth on the cannon bench. He got down on his knees, pulled out the extendable pointer which he had used during the tour, and drew it up. It was his handkerchief stained with blood, the handkerchief he had given the girl with nosebleed. That's why it's stained with blood. I would have also been struck dumb by that. What? The story told by the park ranger was circulated by all mass media. The truth was that the group of tourists had gone and dived off right in the ravine. 13 people came to the tragic end simultaneously. The ravine there was almost 100 meters deep. The chances to survive were next to nothing, and the kickers, that the park ranger crossed his heart that he had not heard a single scream. Oh dear. Okay. Alright. Wow. Okay. Oh dear. We'll keep going a little bit longer. Why not? I'll make this a long video. Oh Jesus. Oh sure. Wait, I'm not in Thingamabob anymore. I'm somewhere else. I'm not in the spirit world apparently. Mistful. Okay. I probably should be going towards the exit, to be fair. Let's keep on going. This game's apparently the gameplay is apparently 3 to 6 hours. Like that's a very big difference. Is it 3 or is it 6? I'm not going to be doing a whole lot in the one video, obviously. Probably not going to be doing the whole lot in general, unless I get asked. Do I just go around in a massive circle? Probably. I don't know where I'm going. Yeah, I'm just going to end the video here. This game's not very good. But then again, I didn't think it would be. I thought I'd just give it a go anyway. But hey, you know what? If you do want me to continue it, then let me down in the comments. I'd give it a go. This is going crazy. But yeah. So thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for just basically listening to me read. Yeah, if you let me know what you thought of this down in the comment section below. If you do want me to play more of it, then sure, ask me, let me know. And yeah, I shall see you all in the next video. Cheerio. Cheerio. I'm not even going to bother giving my thoughts about this.